Hello, and welcome to the Speed Learning series, providing quick insights into must-know features of ServiceNow Third-Party Management. This speed learning session will enable you to understand the different methods of creating and importing third-party data in the application. The agenda for this session is a quick walkthrough on understanding third parties versus vendors, importing the third party, requesting a new third party or an engagement using Employee Center, and followed by a quick demo. Now, the TPRM, we are taking a more comprehensive approach, recognizing that risks can come from any company or individual we have a business relationship or interaction with, right? So this includes not just the vendors, but also suppliers, customers, partners, financiers, service providers, and so on. With the introduction of TPRM, we have moved beyond the basics of vendor risk management. To begin with, let's understand what are vendors versus third parties. A vendor is a specific type of a third party that provides goods or services directly to your organization for its operations or for the production or delivery of your own products or services. You usually pay a vendor for what they provide. Third party is a broader term for any outside person or a company that your organization has business relationship with or interacts with. Think of it as anyone who is not directly part of your company. For example, imagine you are building a mobile application. Now, in this case, the company that provides the cloud hosting or the cloud infrastructure for your app to store your app data can be called as a vendor. And so again, a marketing agency you hire to promote your app or an analytic platform to track the usage of our application can be treated as a third party. Now, third party is much wider category than a vendor. All vendors are third parties, but not all third parties are vendors. Think of a third party as an umbrella term for any external business connections and vendors as a specific type of a third party you buy things from to run your business or create your own products. Now, let's look at where the third party data is stored. All your third party related data is stored in the company table called core underscore company. This slide outlines the various methods of importing your third party inventory data into the ServiceNow application. Right. For organizations, those are managing third-party data in spreadsheets. TPRM offers a robust system import capabilities. This allows for a straightforward and often a quick way to bring in bulk inventory data using the platform capabilities to import from external sources. Now, the second one being for those utilizing dedicated supplier management tool or other relevant external platforms. TPRM integration capabilities enable a more automated and a continuous flow of third-party inventory data, right? So this ensures data accuracy and reduces manual interventions. But point to make a note over here is make sure you take the help of ServiceNow certified developers or experts to build such integrations in your implementation journey. Now, beyond the bulk imports, TPRM also allows authorized users, such as the third-party manager, to directly create a new third-party record within the system using the workspace. Now, once the data is all imported through any of these methods, all information related to your third-party is consolidated and securely housed within the core underscore company table. Building upon our discussion of importing third-party data in the previous slides, this slide focuses on how business users can initiate the request of adding a new third party through the Employee Center. Now, while you are creating a new third party request for the first time, you may need to also provide the engagement details. Talking about engagements, Engagements are simply referred as a type of a business relationship you have with a third party. For example, it could be consulting, auditing, outsourcing a service, staffing, or any other business connection with the same third party or any other third party. Now, what we need to know is any users with the role SNC underscore internal will be able to access the employee center and can request the intake process of a third party or an engagement. This slide highlights the key stakeholders involved in managing the third party inventory within ServiceNow. Right. It's a collaborative effort across the different roles. First, we have the ServiceNow administrator. The primary responsibility is the technical foundation, right? So they ensure that the ServiceNow platform is correctly set up, stays updated, and that any integrations with the third-party systems run smoothly, including importing the data as well. Next, we have the business users. While they might not directly manage any third-party risks on a daily basis, they play a crucial role in the initiation process, right? They're often the ones who identify the need to engage a new vendor or a third party and rely on a simple process within ServiceNow for onboarding and the due diligence using TPRM. Finally, the third party risk manager has a dedicated focus on the complete oversight and intelligence. They need comprehensive visibility into all the third parties and their interactions, the risk assessments conducted, and their key point of contacts. So ServiceNow provides them with this centralized view. All right, now let's move into the practical part of this session, the quick demo. So this demo is based on Yokohama release and the TPRM version used over here is 20.0. First, we'll walk you through the and importing an existing third party, showing you how to bring in the data from external sources. Example probably will be using the Excel spreadsheet. Next, we'll demonstrate the process of requesting a new third party directly from the employee center. And finally, we'll show you how to create a third party record directly from the vendor workspace by logging in as a third party risk manager. So before even to begin with the importing of a third party, let's take a quick look on the company table. So, right, when you access the company table, you should see the default view you land in while you would be the vendor risk, and this is where this is where the complete inventory of your third party is getting stored. So you should be able to see a complete list of different types of attributes being captured over here: name, the city, uh, the third party addresses, the third party tiering, the risk ratings, who are the vendor managers, right? Who could be the business owner, the class which they belong to, so on and so forth. So yeah, this gives a complete comprehensive information about your third party database. Now, moving on to start to work on the importing of a third party. What we are going to do, we are using the standard platform capability when you can just go and use the load data feature from the system import sets. Uh, so I have already created a test data to be imported. This is where I've just captured uh, few of the details for the third party. You can have a larger number of records over here, but in the best interest of time, I've just captured a couple of them. There is a Hi-Fi Pharma, and there is another one which is the Max Infotech. I'm just setting their status as active, providing some DUNS number to them, which industry they belong to, their address, the phone number, country, and zip, right? So we'll try to import this using the standard platform capability. So this is where once you get into the load data, either you can create a new table. I am using the existing table because I've already used it for my previous inputs. So this is where I've called it as a legacy TP list, and my source would be from a file. And this is where I choose a file that needs to be imported. Okay, now I should be able to see the number of records that have been processed. So before even importing, I'll just create a quick transform map. So you just provide a name for this, TP, say test import, and set your target table. Your target table will be your core company table. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly click on save. Once you save it, you can go with the mapping assist. And this is where, you can create a map of which column corresponds to which column in the DB for the core company table. So for now, I'm just pulling in the address, say probably the DUNS number, then the third party name, right, and uh, the zip code for it. Similarly, the target table, from the target table, I'll be just quickly going to map where the address belongs to, probably the DUNS number. I guess we have that field over here. Yes, the DUNS number, then the name, right? Name being the mandatory field over here, and then your zip code, right? So once this is done, you can click on save. Now that you have created your transform map, you just click on transform. So the import set which we have created is TP test import, I guess. And I say transform. So once the transform is completed, you'll see the status and you can also go and visit the logs over here. But now let's quickly make sure whether this has been imported, for which I'll go to the vendor management workspace and access the list of all the vendors. Here we have the vendor list. Just clearing the default set filters over here, just to pull in and check whether that data has been imported. The first one which I used probably was Max. Just quickly apply and see. You can see Max Infotech has been imported. There's another one probably named as I5, I guess. We'll see whether that has been imported. So yeah, this is just a quick way of importing your existing list of third parties from your legacy systems. All right, so the next quick demo would be how to request a third party from the employee center. And for that, we'll be using a business user called business user one, who is having the role of SNC underscore internal. So once the user logs in, he or she can navigate to employee portal. Oh God, give me a quick second. Yeah. So you can log into employee center. Can go to risk and compliance. This is where you should be able to see a card that is requesting a third party for due diligence. So now when you are into the third party risk due diligence form, you should be able to see, multiple options over here. But for this demo, we'll be using onboarding a new engagement or a new third party, right? So you can click on onboarding a new engagement. If at all there is a third party already existing, you should be able to search it over here. Else, now that we are doing this for the very first time, we'll be using this third party. Onboarding a new third party, we'll just select that the third party is not in the list. And this is where you can, key in the name of your third party, which is, say, for example, I'm just using a name as Focus Tech. The type probably would be a software company for me. What engagement type we are going to be involved with them, say, consulting firm, we can set the type as consulting. And now, who should be responding the initial IRQ? So we'll be choosing the logged in user, which is the business user itself, because he or she is the one who has initiated this third party request. You can always choose another user as well. All right, now the third party contact, say street. Oh, and I'm just giving some name here, city name, then engagement address. For now, I'm just putting it as same as the third party address. Say some dummy email address for now. Engagement primary contact and some example questions. You can have the questions of your own. For now, since it is a software firm, I'll be using saying that, will this third party have access to the data? I'll say yes. Will there be an impact? Probably yes. And I say submit. So once you submit, you'll be able to land in this form, and this is where you can track the idea of what is your request is all about. But yeah, as a business user, you can also see all your previous requests by going into my request, and this is where you should see the number of requests you have already raised. Right. So now the one which we have raised is the consulting one. These are all the previous one which I used for my internal test. So yeah, this is how the business user can raise a third party request or an engagement request by using the employee center. Now moving on to the last piece of this demo is trying to create a third party using the vendor workspace. Now this is where I'm going to log in as the third party risk manager, and we'll access the workspace. Once you're into the workspace and you land in over here, this is the landing page, and this is where you should be able to see as a third party risk manager, you should be able to see the complete overview of what your third party looks like, the number of engagements, right? And on a right hand side, you should be able to see a card which says quick action. This is where you can create a third party and an engagement, probably create a tiering assessment. We will be able to see all this assessment related demos in our future demos. But for now, let's quickly create a third party. Yeah. So this is where you can enter the name. So you can give a status. So you probably selected once. If you have details of the dance number, you can add the dance number. Risk tiering, if you want to set the risk tiering, since you are adding this as a manual record, but then yeah, you can pretty much add all the details for this third party, who could be the vendor manager. For now I've logged in as Adam Haro, so I'll probably use the same. I'll be the Adam Haro can be the vendor manager. Who is the business users? Oh my god, I just clicked back. Who's the business user over here? And then if this is a vendor or a manufacturer for you, in this case, I'm just treating this as a simple plain third party. Any attachments you would want to add as a form of information for this third party, you should be able to add it over here down below. Again, you can set name the give the address over here. All right, so phone numbers. And you can capture all the details as to how you can contact to a third party, any financial information about your third party. Your and now once you have added all of these details, you can just click on save. So as you can see, this third party has been manually created now in the system. All right, so yeah, I mean, and after this, you can pretty much follow the process, whether the third party has to get into some tiering assessments and any other assessments, you want to log any issues and so on and so forth for with this third party. But yeah, the intent of this demo was to only create a record by logging in as a third party manager. Hope this was helpful. Moving back to our deck, we have covered the demo now. All right, so to help you further, understand and implement what we have discussed, we have compiled a list of key resources. These links will be available with this video on our community portal. And now to summarize the core benefits of managing your third-party inventory with ServiceNow. Firstly, we achieve a single source of truth for all your third-party data. Just say goodbye to the scattered spreadsheets and multiple external system. In TPRM, everything is centralized, making it easier to manage even a large number of third parties. Secondly, ServiceNow allows you to simply migrate your existing third-party data, right? This is future-proof your data approach. Ensure you can move away from the legacy systems and establish a current and reliable database without unnecessary complexities. Finally, we make it easy for business users to request new third parties, right? As you have seen in the demo. They no longer need any specific TPRM licenses and can initiate requests directly from the Employee Center, streamlining the onboarding process. Thank you for watching. Hope this speed learning session has provided quick insights to know your third-party inventory.